What's up, guys? It's Game of Bros. I'm Corey the Stooks.
I'm Frankie Cisco Kid.
And for the first time ever, we have a repeat guest. Marshall, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
What do you thought of this season so far?
It's been pretty strong thus far. Yeah. I mean the battle last episode with Jaime versus Daenerys was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Things have been moving real fast. Characters kind of just like teleport from one place to another within the same episode. You know, a couple seasons. First couple seasons, it would take them like 2 or 3 episodes to get to a place.
Now it's just like in an episode.
Yeah, they teleport.
It takes 20 minutes now.
Fairies taught them how to teleport. But like that's a great place to start off. The beginning of the episode, we actually saw Bran and Jaime emerge from the water, and Bran's basically asking Jaime, "Why the would you charge a dragon?" Like,
yeah. I feel like Jaime is just so under. I mean, Cersei's like,
yeah, he's
spell. I guess you can say
he's whipped.
Yeah,
let's just be honest. He's whipped.
I mean, I don't think I'd ever do anything like that for my sister, but I'm also not doing the things he's doing with his sister.
I do think though, with like Bran talking to him and being like, "What were you thinking?"
Yeah.
This, that, and the other, you can see that there are a lot of like conflicts. In his mind, he's like, I'm trying to follow Cersei, but at the same time, I just witnessed this one dragon and Dothraki like destroy my men. There's no way we're gonna win this fight.
He's realistic.
Yeah.
And I think we're jumping ahead though, but you saw whenever Cersei was like, "What are you gonna do with Bran?" Or Bronn?
Right.
She's like, it's like he's trying to cut that connection because he knows he's that piece that's helping
bridge the gap. Yeah, bringing the brothers back.
Yeah, and she's just like, no, I don't want any part of that.
Absolutely. Winterfell also got very interesting this week. I felt like Arya.
Again, that tension is growing more and more, and I've said it since I think one of the first episodes when Sansa wants to be the queen. Like she was promised that as a child, and now she's back home and she wants it.
You could tell she didn't mind Lord Royce talking her up. We came here for you, I mean, it was interesting.
Arya called her out. It was great. I'm glad she did.
And I see that Littlefinger's up to his old tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what Littlefinger's next move was going to be, but pitting the sisters against each other, I think is a strong play. I'm really interested to see where that goes.
It's his only maybe legitimate play left, but also I think his biggest potential downfall though is Bran could completely squash him.
That's why I'm kind of so granted Bran is busy with
with
the whole Walker situation,
yes.
the three-eyed raven. Yeah. But you're right. At any time he can just be like, "Hey, look, you clearly know what I can see. This is what's going on.
I saw you betray my
Which
father."
I hope that's what happens because I feel like Sansa and Arya are going to get into it.
Well, I feel like we're building to this dramatic moment, but I feel like the Littlefinger conflict, I don't think he's long for this series. I think his days are numbered.
He'll probably die in episode 7.
You did predict that, so I really hope it is too. It's been time, I mean,
absolutely.
It would be interesting if Arya and Sansa are against each other and Bran is the one that fixes that situation.
Yeah, I could see that being very much the case.
And I feel like, apart from Bran being kind of creepy and not knowing how to talk to people, I knew he had to have some sort of big moment this season. And I didn't think the vision from this episode was that moment.
No,
I think there's still something that's going to come from him this season.
I feel like he could be the bridge that, Bran's the bridge for the Jaime and Tyrion. I think Bran can be the bridge for Arya and Sansa. I think that
because their relationship's never been great. So it's and then her finding that letter, which you could. I mean, me personally, I kind of saw it coming. Did you guys? I felt like it was a setup for Littlefinger.
Yeah, it's kind of curious because I wasn't exactly sure, but it seemed like that's where it was going, where Littlefinger was leading her on. But it's interesting to see Arya underestimating Littlefinger.
Right, especially after, all that she doesn't. I mean, how he is.
And then also, I mean, we've come to learn the last couple seasons. I think that Arya is really good at what she does. And to see Littlefinger still be better than her is all right. Littlefinger is
still got it.
He's been playing this game a little longer than Arya.
I really wanted her to be somebody else. I was hoping she would have been somebody else.
Well, what's interesting is I'm wondering if we're gonna see her take the face of that girl. Like that could play into it too.
Honestly, I was wondering why. I kind of thought. I mean, when he gave the note to the girl, I thought she was gonna follow the girl and see what the note said.
See, that would have been interesting too.
Right. That would probably be the best thing. I would bring up the Jaime and Cersei, the baby apparently.
Yeah. And it frustrates me because I'm all about this Jaime redemption arc.
And she's sucking him in.
And I'm just like, she would say she has a freaking baby, and now Jaime's gonna be like, alright.
Just when we thought he was out.
Yeah, you bring him back
in. Like, solid in this episode, you're like, Jaime's like, alright, Cersei's crazy, we're not gonna win this war, she still thinks we can.
Yep.
Like, I need to do something, but it's like, oh, but our baby. And then I'm just like, Jaime, no, man.
Like, yeah, some problems.
And a big moment this week. Frankie called one of his predictions has come true. We have seen the return of Gendry.
I was worried. It took long enough.
Gendry, right?
Gendry, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I honestly thought.
I thought it was Gendry.
It's Gendry. I honestly thought we weren't going to see him again. I feel like everyone was like saying that was a big plot hole. I was just like, honestly, we could never see him again, and the show would totally be fine.
Yeah.
But I think the coolest thing that we got from Gendry is seeing that he's taken up his father's hammer. That's what he was known for in battle. So I think that's pretty cool.
That
nice
and just
touch.
the
Stark and the Bran.
I'm interested to see like how big of a character they try and make him, because like the scene between him and Jon is like, all right, we're introducing him to like one of our main characters.
This is like,
are they gonna try and make Gendry like a bigger character than I want him
to be? I
don't
think so. I think again, it's prediction. I think he'll die.
I think
it's gonna.
He's expendable.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, exactly. So it was just really cool to see.
It was kind of a hype moment though. I did love how they
were getting a look. He was like,
as soon as Davos was like, I need to go check something in Flea Bottom, I was like,
oh no.
Yeah.
I think I was wrong about Gendry.
Yeah.
So it was. And I love the joke that I thought you'd still be wrong about. That was awesome.
Great.
I'm glad they
That's
said
what
that.
the internet says, you know.
I love that. Was awesome. Oh, and Sam and Gilly had an interesting scene this week.
Dude, if that is never addressed again, I'm gonna be so upset because it's such a throwaway.
Rhaegar annulment. Like that's
what's an unknown Prince Rhaegar.
That was funny. I thought it was. You're right. I hope they bring that back up later.
Please do.
But how is that all on the same page?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How many steps?
She never turns the page and just like, fun fact number 1. Did you know that the Citadel has like 50,000 steps, and also Prince Rhaegar and the secret wedding?
That was awesome.
Oh my God.
This is that Maester's diary, and just a lot of stuff happened that day.
Absolutely. And we finally got to see the return of Sir Friendzone. He finally got reunited with the Khaleesi.
I'm telling you, they're so fast. And why would he not tell anything about Sam?
See, that's interesting. That's interesting too that he didn't bring up how he got here.
Yeah,
but I mean, they don't have much time.
Not important.
They don't have much time.
But Sam,
because the line would just been like, "I'm with one of your brothers."
Yeah, I mean, he could have
saved my life.
They're rowing to Winterfell, or I'm sorry, the Wall, and then they're going past. That'd be a good topic to. Hey,
that's just one of those things you can imagine that they talk about on the boat.
I'm sure, yeah.
Right?
There's just so little time. We can't like
whoever dies. That's gonna be. By the way, I met Sam. It's something funny, but
and Eastwatch, like wow, like we got all these principal characters coming together. That was
that one scene where the Hound and Thoros and everybody was in the cell, and like different characters that we all know the names of were talking to different characters. It was like this is the first time we've really had like all these like this amount of like characters that have been established in the same room having like separate conversations with people. I was like, this is an interesting dynamic.
It's like when you're a kid and you play a game and then like all the characters in that one game. That's what it felt like. It was awesome.
Also the other thing I'd like to touch on briefly was I liked the Daenerys Jon development a little more this week. We got to see Jon interact with Drogon, and
that was a really cool scene.
Yeah, I enjoyed that very much.
And I also liked. I felt like there was a lot of development with her this week, like him saying, you know, I took a gamble on you, and like him asking for, you know, her to take a gamble on him, and she like basically like.
They're always trying to one up each. Have you ever noticed that? Like they always have like a line to say.
Dude, the last 3 episodes, it's like the first episode, people were like already kind of saying like Jonathan Daenerys, and I was just like, there's not really much happening yet. And then last episode in the cave, I was like, all right, they're kind of giving each other the eyes. And then this episode, I was like, oh my gosh, Daenerys has the hots for Jon Snow.
You can't leave. Like you're still wait, what?
And just when Jorah thought he lost all his competition with Davos, and now you know, and Jorah's
he always on the outside. I feel bad for him. Friend zone for life.
But I think we've kind of touched on everything. I loved the preview for next week, seeing the band of principal characters going in to fight the Walkers.
Any predictions on who doesn't make it next episode? If everybody survives, I'm gonna be like, come on, Thrones. Y'all need to start killing some people we care about.
No, somebody's. I think at least 3.
I know Beric. I think Beric.
Is that the one? Is that the?
Beric's the one that kept getting resurrected. I think.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Thoros.
Thoros Ymir, the one that resurrects him.
No, gosh.
The Hound.
No, the Hound. I think the Hound's gonna live.
Yeah.
The guy, he's red, has a red beard.
Tormund.
Yeah, I think he will die.
I hope not, but he might.
I think he will.
He might. I could see.
I feel like it's more likely to be the characters that we care less about. So you're Gendry, even though that would suck for him, because
I think he will.
We just reestablished him.
Right, but I think that's all they needed. They're like, okay.
And then they made us care about him again, and now they've taken
the Game of Thrones way.
Also, I feel like Thoros and Beric are both expendable.
One of them for sure will go down. I think that is like definitely going to happen.
It would be interesting if it was Thoros because
I agree.
Because he's the one who keeps reviving.
Exactly. It would be more interesting if Thoros died, because then Beric, you're on your last life.
Right.
Like that could be like a much more interesting like way to go. But yeah,
I like how the sword lit up. I don't know. That was pretty cool.
The flaming sword.
Yeah,
that's
gonna be tight.
And like they're playing up the tension with the sisters. Next week's gonna be intense, man, and it's a 70-minute episode. Very exciting stuff.
I'm excited. Did we talk about Tyrion and Jaime?
Oh, I don't think we did.
Yeah, let's talk about it a little bit.
Well, basically he was trying to get the council with Sansa and Arya.
Yeah, no, whenever they were walking down there and where all the dragon skeletons were, I'm just like, Bran, you setting up a meeting with the Lannister boys.
That was really cool.
No, I'm glad we got at least one scene with those guys together again.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It was just really interesting from a character standpoint to see that conversation take place, because there's such like conflicted emotions between the two of them. With the death of Tywin, and also they're on opposite sides of a war right now, but they're still brothers.
I feel like
who care about each other.
It could be interesting, like how the season ends, because I think Jaime is going to get very much behind this war against the Walkers. He's got this redemption arc. I feel like he will care about that war.
Right. And I love that that Lady Olenna told him.
Yeah.
So it kind of made it easier for Jaime to.
And Cersei was like, oh, she would just say that because she was already there. He's like, no, think about it. It makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
it just
saying some harsh truths about Joffrey.
Yeah,
that's her son before she's in it. But
think about it, Cersei. It's kind of a shithead.
Be a realist here. Your son was.
And like he said, who would you rather marry, Joffrey or Tommen? Tommen was
clearly that was the right play.
Yeah. So
before we wrap up, can I say one thing?
Sure.
R.I.P. Dickon.
Oh, Dickon!
That's such an awesome
and he had
name.
the coolest name.
He
I'm
really
so
did.
sad.
Dickon Tarly.
I'm actually
glad his dad's on, but now Sam is
he's Lord of the.
I mean, he already has the sword, so it's like I feel like that's not that important. Luckily, he got the sword when he did, though.
Right, exactly.
Like you do would just have a Valyrian steel sword and like not even know it's a Valyrian steel sword.
But
wasted.
I think we've covered everything, guys.
How's Sam? It's been this season of Sam anyway, so.
At least he finally left. He finally left the old town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was getting tired of those guys.
Other than that, clearly there's a dog barking.
Yes.
So
also, I'm just glad to see my boy Jorah back. fighting for Khaleesi. So
absolutely.
Friendzone.
Sir Friendzone has returned.
He's back.
Next episode gonna be tight.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it.
It was fun. Good episode.
We're out.